Hello friends, welcome you all. In this video, I am going to discuss the rotational kinetic energy and the moment of inertia. In previous videos, I discussed the things about uniform circular motion. The next part of uniform circular motion is the rotational kinetic energy and the moment of inertia. So let us understand one by one what is rotational kinetic energy and what is moment of inertia. First, we will discuss what is rotational kinetic energy. Every object in motion has kinetic energy and which is given by equation 1/2 mv square. So every object in motion has the kinetic energy which is given by equation 1/2 mv square. M is the mass of the object and v is the velocity. Now this object is in translational motion. While using this equation, the object is in translational motion. The translational motion is nothing but when object moves from one point to other point in space, then it is called as translational motion. Examples of translational motion are the moving car or the bullet fired from the gun. When the object is in rotational motion, then each particle on this body has the different velocity. Because in order to find out the kinetic energy, we need to consider the tangential velocity. And in rotational motion, every point has a different tangential velocity, because we know that the velocity v is given as r omega. So this velocity changes with radius r, though the angular velocity of body remains same, but as v is equal to r omega, so the v changes with r though omega is same. So it seems very complicated because at every point the body has different velocity. So it is very difficult to find out the kinetic energy by using this formula, right? So we need to formulate the another equation by using which we can find out the kinetic energy of rotating body. As the velocity of rotating body at different points is different, so we need to find out the way out by which we can express the kinetic energy of rotating body in terms of omega. So for rotational motion, we have to express the kinetic energy in terms of angular velocity, that is omega, which is same at every point on the rigid body. So as this angular velocity omega is same at every point on the rigid body, so we can easily formulate this kinetic energy in terms of angular velocity. Let us see how to formulate this the kinetic energy in terms of angular velocity omega. We know the relationship between the angular velocity and translational velocity. The angular velocity omega is v by r, or we can write it as v is equal to r omega. Using this equation, we can formulate kinetic energy in terms of omega. Let us see how. Let us consider a particle is rotating about this axis with angular velocity omega and with radius r. Its tangential velocity v is given as v is equal to r omega. We can substitute this value of v in the equation of kinetic energy. Kinetic energy is given as 1/2 mv square. So we can substitute this value as is equal to 1/2 m v square is r omega square, right? So which is equal to 1/2 m r square omega square. So this equation is for a single particle which is rotating at radius r about this axis, right? So what if the body which contains the number of particles which are at different radii from the axis of rotation? Let us consider a body which is rotating about axis with angular velocity omega. Now this body has the different masses, say m1, m2, m3, then m4, m5 and up to mn. So there are number of small masses in this body. Now these masses are at different radius like r1, r2, r3, r4, r5 and rn. So there are n masses which are at distances r1 to rn. So we have divided rigid rotating body in number of masses as m1, m2, m3 up to mn, and these masses are at distances r1, r2, r3 up to rn respectively, right? Masses m1, m2, m3 up to mn are at distances r1, r2, r3 to rn. So we have divided this whole body in number of masses, and all these masses are at different distance from the center of or the axis of rotation. All these masses are performing the rotational motion with same angular velocity omega, but as this distance r1, r2, r3, r4, r5, rn are different, so their tangential velocity will be different. So they are performing the rotational motion with different tangential velocity, but their angular velocity is same. So we can write this linear velocity v1 is given as r omega, r1 omega, then v2 is equal to r2 omega, then v3 is equal to r3 omega, and similarly we can write vn equals to rn omega. So the linear or the tangential velocities are different, but the angular velocity is same for each and every mass on this body. So as this tangential velocities or linear velocities of every mass is different, so each and every mass has different kinetic energy, because this kinetic energy depends on the linear velocity. So each mass has different kinetic energy. Each mass has different kinetic energy, and for each mass we can write the kinetic energy as Ke1 equals to 1/2 m v1 square. Kinetic energy 1 is equal to 1/2 m v1 square. Then kinetic energy of second mass is equal to 1/2 m v2 square. Then the kinetic energy of third mass is 1/2 m v3 square, and the kinetic energy of nth mass is 1/2 m vn square. Now we have the value for this v. So replacing those values, we can write 1/2 m r1 square omega square, which is equal to 1/2 m r2 square omega square, which is equal to 1/2 m. For v3 we can write r3 omega r3 square omega square, and for vn we can write 1/2 m rn omega rn square omega square. So likewise we can write the kinetic energies in terms of omega square for each and every mass on this body. So the total energy or the total kinetic energy of the entire body is the summation of all these kinetic energies for different masses. So the kinetic energy of entire body is the sum of all kinetic energies of masses. So the kinetic energy of body is equal to Ke1 plus Ke2 plus Ke3 plus Ken. So the kinetic energy of entire body is the summation of all the kinetic energies of all the masses on that body. So putting the values of these kinetic energies, we have 1/2 m1 r1 square omega square plus 1/2 m2 r2 square omega square plus 1/2 m3 r3 square omega square plus 1/2 mn rn square omega square. Therefore, the rotational kinetic energy of the body will be given as 1/2. We can take common. Then omega square is also common from all the terms. Omega square into bracket we got m1r1 m2 plus m2r2 plus m3r2 plus up to mn rn square. So we can write m1 r1 square plus m2 r2 square plus m3 r3 square plus up to mn rn square. So this can be written as rotational kinetic energy is equal to 1/2 omega square, and addition of these terms can be written as summation mi ri square, and I is equal to 1 to n. Okay, so this gives the rotational kinetic energy of the entire body, 1/2 omega square summation of mi ri square, I is equal to 1 to n. So n number of masses in the body. In this equation, this term summation mi ri square I equals to 1 to n is known as moment of inertia or rotational moment. Moment of inertia or rotational moment. So this is denoted by letter capital I. The moment of inertia is denoted by letter capital I. So substituting this, we can write the kinetic energy or the rotational kinetic energy is equal to 1/2 I omega square. 1/2 I omega square, and this equation is analogous to translational kinetic energy that is 1/2 m v square. So these two equations, kinetic and rotational kinetic energy is equal to 1/2 I omega square, is analogous to kinetic energy, the translational kinetic energy 1/2 m v square. So in next lecture, I am going to explain how to find out the moment of inertia for different objects or the regular surfaces. So please do watch my next video for how to find out the moment of inertia.